Hey my loves, and welcome back to my channel, honey. Look at this, look at this. Yes, baby, y'all better get into it. Get into it. Why not try the big chop? It is Saturday, May 9th, my birthday month. So why not try something new? And who needs to go to a hair salon where you can do it yourself? Oh yes, honey. I took off about 5.5 inches. I still have a little up there, but I took off about 5.5 inches. This is not a hair video, so let me get past that. But look, I still want y'all to get into it, baby. Okay, if this is your first time here, welcome, 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 my loves. Please stick around, consider subscribing, and don't be a stranger, boo. Don't be a stranger. You gonna like it here. Come on into the family, baby. Come on in. If this is not your first time here, you already know the drill. I don't know why I have to tell you. I don't know why we have to go through this. If this is not your first time here, you better be subscribed, honey. Come on. You keep coming back for a reason. So come on in, come on in, come on in, baby. This is day something of my real estate journey. I think it's like day 7. Let me see. I think it's like day 7 of my real estate journey. It should be around day 7. If not, I'll insert whatever day it is somewhere up in here. So guys, on today we just picked up where we left off last week. We're still in unit 5. And what are we talking about? We're not talking about encompasses. No, we're talking about property description. So we're still in unit 5. And on today, the instructor said we were going to introduce a new math concept. So I'm going to show you guys that math concept like I've been doing the other videos. Not talking a whole lot. I'm going to just show you guys, you know, some of what we're doing. And that's that. I'm not going to make it a long video like my others have been, like maybe 45, 50 minutes. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to keep these videos from now on to about anywhere from 15 to 25, 30 minutes max. These are my real estate journey videos. Unless you guys want them to be longer and want to see more of the instruction. If you do, just hit me up and let me know. And I'll definitely do that. So guys, let's get into it, baby. I need y'all to get into this chop, boo. And it is feeling so amazing. Oh my God.
$1 for every sale price, for every $500 the sale price. If the sale price is not an even $500, you round up to the next $500. Okay? That's it. So let's look at some examples here. What the crap is that? Home sells for $420,000. Okay, so I'm going to take my 420. I'm going to divide it by $500 equals $840 in excise tax. Done. That's it. Alright, let's twist it around a little bit. Let's say home sells for $420,001. So it's $1 over $420,000. You round up to 420, 500. 420, 500 divided by 500. Equals 841 in excise tax. Now that's not a big deal. My gosh, it's a big deal when I hit the wrong letter. So it's not a big deal. If I'm the seller and I'm selling my house, paying $840 versus $841, that extra dollar is not going to kill me. Why would they do that? Why wouldn't they just round it down a dollar instead of going up $499 to get to the next level? Because think about this. If we are transferring billions of dollars in property over a given year in North Carolina, let's say we do something simple. You're talking about an extra maybe $1 million or $2 million going to the state of North Carolina. Do we care about a dollar? No, but those add up. Those add up to millions of dollars in taxes a year. That's why they round up, in case you were curious. Are we good on excise tax? Excise tax is easy. Like, this is the easiest thing you're ever going to do. You take the sale price of the house, you divide it by 500, as long as it's if the sale price of the house is an even 500, divide it by 500, off you go. If it's not an even 500, I round up to the next $100,000. And we're done. Would I use this in negotiations? Yeah, possibly if we're really tight. Most people don't care about it. The only thing we have, the only time I would, so the actual issue in negotiation about a dollar, who cares? But if I've got a buyer who's really anxious for the house and every dollar counts, if I know that my offer is really close to somebody else's, I might say to the seller, hey, listen, if you sign our contract, my buyer will pay the excise tax. So in other words, in this example, I just raised my offer by $841 at the closing table. That's attractive. Yeah, that's a negotiation thing. Everything's negotiable. Absolutely. Anything's negotiable. My gosh, the weird stuff I've negotiated in deals is not even funny. People think about mowers and fridges and appliances. Yeah, that's easy. That's no big deal. Yeah. Wait till you negotiate a dog. I negotiated a dog once. That was crazy. We had to negotiate a dog in the sale of the house. That was nuts. My closing attorney thought I was punking her. She thought I was joking. No, we negotiated the dog. My buyers won the dog. Yeah, my buyers won the dog. And it was a special foo-foo dog. You know what I mean by a foo-foo dog? That's a Davism right there. Anybody know what I mean by a foo-foo dog? Like a little tiny expensive thing that yaps. A foo-foo dog, you know what I mean? So we had to look at how much they paid for the foo-foo dog. Then we depreciated it. We had to look at the average lifespan of the dog and depreciate it off its value, and we negotiated it into the sale. Yeah, true story. Now, if you ask me, the sellers were crappy individuals. Who in God's name would actually let their dog go? I don't know, but they'll do it. Well, my guys were animal lovers like I am, so they just didn't like that the dog was ignored, so they wanted it. Yeah, the excise tax goes into North Carolina general budget. Yep, sure does. Once it's gone, it's gone. Yeah. So that they can do things like, I don't know, put new hedges around the governor's mansion. I don't know. I was just thinking out loud. Yeah. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. That's excise tax. That's as hard as excise tax gets. Yeah. That's it. Now we are at land use controls. Controls are really three, if you will. We've got public land use controls, private land use controls, and public ownership of land, federal, state, local governments. So there are three ways that land is regulated. Land is regulated from these three things. Now, if we are regulating the land from these three things, public, private, public controls, we got some things to look at. For example, back to, that still bugs me, that color. Back to that peak. That's from the last unit. Police power, eminent domain, taxation, and speech. That's one way we control it. There's also other ways like planning, zoning, building, how the land's used. They got there's all sorts of things here. We've got subdivision regulations. So with the land use controls, the police power that we talked about back here, police power that we talked about there is, as defined, it's governmental right of the states to create and adopt regulations necessary to protect the public health, safety, and general welfare of the citizenry. So, before you all take your Constitution and run to Raleigh, let's read it all. We have police power in the United States. Now, I'm not saying I agree with how far it goes, but, for example, I've got a friend who, at my church, who he's a small business owner. And I get it, man. He is feeling the crunch of this pandemic, okay? He is feeling the crunch. And he's a big proponent. He goes to Raleigh every chance he can get to, he wants to go to Raleigh every chance he can get to protest about North Carolina closing. We need to open North Carolina. We should never have closed it before this pandemic to begin with. I get it, his name is Rob. I get it, Rob. I get it. And he's like, well, it is my right in the Constitution. And so, because he knows I'm a Constitution guy, because he knows I'm an attorney, because he knows all of these things, he reached out to me near the beginning and said, well, my Constitution says blah, blah, blah. I said, well, first of all, let's stop that nonsense talk. Because my Constitution is the same as your Constitution. You didn't get it on sale at Amazon, so you get extra words put in. That's not how it works. You all have one Constitution, and I understand at the very beginning, well, there's nowhere in there that says the government can close this state. Actually, Rob, there is. It's called the Municipality Act. The Municipality Act, I'm not saying you have to agree with it, but I'm saying it's there. Police power is there through the Municipality Act. If they feel that the health and safety, general welfare of the citizenry is threatened, they've got every constitutional power to close it down. They sure do. Now, if we don't agree with their decision, then we remember it in November and then work on the campaign to get somebody else in office. But the power is there through the Municipality Act for this police power. That's not up for debate. Do we like how they're using it? No. If you don't like how you're using it, vote somebody else. And I say that meaning you vote someone else, because you've got that ability. Unfortunately, I do not. I cannot vote in this country, and it sucks. So you've got that ability. So they've got the right to enact and enforce laws, anything they want, about planning, zoning, anything, subdivisions, everything, through not only the United States Constitution, but the North Carolina Constitution as well, through the Municipality Act. Now, public land use controls are by the public. So public land use control talks about it's enacted by the government, it's enforced by the government. Public land use controls enacted by the government, enforced by the government. That's how the public land use control works. Quite simple. Enacted by the government, enforced by the government.
Right.
How do we see it? Well, we see it lots of ways. This is when they make a general plan. They make a plan and say, hey, let's do this. Let's build a new shopping center. Let's expand I-85. Let's blah, blah, blah. You know, whatever. That is how they do this thing. That's quite simply how they do this thing. That and make plans. They do it all the time. This is the master. Essentially, though, that's only truly works when everybody adheres 100%. Now, you and I both know that I don't care what the topic is. I would be very hard-pressed to find a topic where everybody in this room agrees 100%.
Right.
Doesn't matter. We see this where not everybody agrees 100%. So this is what it would look like if we all agree 100%. My goodness, if you want to see where people do not agree, just spend a little time on social media. My gosh. Zoning is how the government affects how we use our land, how big our land is, what kind of building can I put on my land, how many buildings can I put close to each other,
Right.
how high can my building be, how far can I build it to the property line, what does it look like, is nature protected? So this is a big thing. So all zoning is local. Now, let's put two phrases into your Uber notes, shall we?
Right.
Two phrases in your Uber notes. Two phrases for your Uber notes. Here's the first one. All zoning is local. All zoning is local. All zoning is local. I'm going to explain that in a second. Secondly, local government has the authority through the Enabling Act. Local government has the authority through the Enabling Act. All zoning is local, and local government has the authority through the Enabling Act. What I mean by that is, back when Ronald Reagan was in office, for a lot of the time Reagan was president, Speaker of the House was a Democrat. So Reagan was a Republican. Speaker of the House was a Democrat. His name was Tip O'Neill. Tip O'Neill, he had an interesting one. So Tip O'Neill and Ronald Reagan, this is cool because they hated each other. Tip O'Neill and Ronald Reagan hated each other, but they respected each other. Can you hate someone and what they stand for, but still respect their position? Absolutely. That's called being an adult.
Wow.
You can disagree with something with someone vehemently, but you can still respect them. That's called being an adult. So that said, Tip O'Neill, Speaker of the House, he said an interesting little phrase. So one of my master's degrees is in American political science, which I know is interesting because I can't vote, but it's true. It's American political science. So Tip O'Neill said, all politics is local. All politics is local. What he meant by that is everything comes down to my life. You can talk about what you want in Washington, but the bottom line is how does it affect me where I live? So all municipalities get their power through what's called the Enabling Act. So Annapolis cannot enact any law or ordinance which contradicts Cabarrus County. Then we move up to food chain. Cabarrus County cannot enact any law or regulation or ordinance which contradicts the Constitution of North Carolina. We move up the food chain. North Carolina Constitution cannot enact any law or regulation which contradicts what? The United States Constitution. So see how that works? But understanding that we all go back to the Constitution. The United States federal government and the U.S. Constitution doesn't give a rip, does not care about my fence in Annapolis. So they give the power to the state through the Enabling Act. The state of North Carolina, based out of our capital of Raleigh, North Carolina, they don't give a rip. They don't care about your fence. They don't. So they give through the Enabling Act, a furtherance of the Enabling Act, they give the power to the municipality. Cabarrus County does care about my fence, but not as much as Kannapolis does. So they give part of that Enabling Act, lets Kannapolis have a say over my fence as well. Make sense? Mm-hmm. The Enabling Act. Why I spent time on that one sentence is the Enabling Act is very, very important. So, those of you who want to go and fight the government or your HOA over a fence, let me tell you, you're going to lose.
Right.
Because the Enabling Act gives them the power to do what they want to do. Now, if the power changes, you get grandfathered in. We'll talk about that here in a second. But, though we don't agree with it always, it is allowed through the Enabling Act. And we, as part of the social contract, live by it. So all zoning is local, and all the local government has authority through the Enabling Act.
Right.
So what happens then? Why are zoning ordinances always local? Because they're looking at the needs. For example, why does the United States Constitution not care about my fence? Well, very simple. Because the fence issues for me in Kannapolis, North Carolina might be very different than the fence needs of a rancher in Montana. I probably don't need a huge electrified tall fence in Kannapolis, North Carolina for all those wild wolves that are roaming and about to kill my animals, like they are in a ranch in California or Montana or wherever. So the Enabling Act lets us look at our needs here. This is kind of one of the big issues with Common Core in education. Yeah, I went there. I went there. So Common Core, one of the reasons why I think Common Core works, that's fine. Okay, one of the reasons we think it works is because we want to put everyone on a level playing field. I get it. But the problem is this. Are the educational needs of a little podunk town in Alabama the same as Seattle, Washington? No, they're not. The same way I can teach math to make it make sense to someone in Smithfield, North Carolina, is not the same way I teach it in Los Angeles County, Los Angeles. That's not the same way. So they enable every municipality to make something that makes sense for them. Now, a couple of things about zoning. The point of zoning is so that your rights are not violated.
Right.
Okay. Now I know you want to argue that with me. I know that. I know you want to argue. Someone in the room, I promise you someone's keeping their mouth shut and they're having a hard time right now. I get it. I'm with you on it, okay? I feel violated that I don't get my goats in my yard, but I agree to it. So I get it. Just bear with me. But the idea is we don't care if everybody's 100% happy. Why? It's not human nature. It's impossible. There is nothing you can say where everybody agrees 100%. Let's make that real life for a while. Right? Somebody said, I know some of you have been following the news in Brunswick, Georgia. That one is shocking to me. That one broke my heart. Yet if you look at commentary, not everybody believes how it went down. There are people supporting that young gentleman and his family who got shot. There are other people supporting the father and the son who did the shooting. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I'm just saying, even something as clear as that, we don't all agree in society. The provisions of an ordinance must be clear and specific and exercised in a reasonable manner. You cannot be ambiguous with this. And it's got to be applying to everybody similarly. Got to be free from discrimination. My HOA, my lovely HOA, don't we love our HOA? Everybody, let's take a minute and have happy thoughts about your HOA. And if that happens, good luck. That's where my good non-Canadian words come out. So here we are with our HOAs. Now, my HOA cannot make an ordinance, or my county can't make an ordinance and say, if you live in Manchester Place Development, you can have any type of fence you want, as long as you're not Canadian. If you're Canadian, you can't have a fence. That's not free of discrimination. You can have any kind of exterior structure for storage you want, unless you're a single mother. Nope, can't do that. You can have a fence in your backyard as long as you're not Latinx. Nope, can't say that. It's got to be free of discrimination, and it's got to apply to everyone equally. Legally, we use this term. I love this term legally. I use it all the time. Capricious and arbitrary. That's the legal term. If you want to sound educated, and say that it's not fair, they're not applying it to everybody the same way, it's not fair, this is the legal term to make you sound smart. Capricious and arbitrary. Okay? Don't tell.
Okay, my love, so that's day 7 in the books. Yeah, I think this is day 7. And today I showed you guys one of the simple math concepts we went through today. And we really just went through unit, 6, land use controls. We talked a lot about zoning. I showed you guys that. We talked a lot about government regulations, subdivision regulations, taxes, things like that. It was a great day. Another great day down, guys. No complaints. Really nothing negative to discuss about today. I am loving the way that this course is going. It's only been one issue, and that's when teams crash. Other than that, everything has been awesome, guys. Awesome. So, I'm loving my chop. How you guys like the hair? You know, guys, I was so, because I haven't relaxed my hair in like 7 months, guys, and I know this is not a hair video. This is my real estate journey video, but I'm gonna say this right fast and I'll be it. But I hadn't relaxed my hair in like 6 months. So with my hair, I was tired of having like the curly, you know, roots and the straight edges, because the edges still weren't all the way grown out. So last night I just said, hey, I'm gonna get the scissors and I'm gonna do the big chop myself. So guess what I did? And I still have some, you know, length. Still have some length. But hey, guys, I am absolutely loving it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. If you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for, baby? Come on and subscribe. If you're not up to date on, you know, my backyard renovation videos, go and get up to date on those. I think I'm on video 7 with that, because we do so much in the backyard, and I record some and I don't record some. So go take a look at those videos. My cook with me videos, go take a look at those videos. Just get up to date on everything. I love you guys. Stay humble, you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video.